Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Monday's Market Outlook. And what a great Monday it is so far, at least for us here at Top Gun Options. And you're probably sitting there staring at your trading screen going, it's a miserable Monday for me. Wiz, well, it's not here. Our weekly options portfolio already sent out 2 trades. We're up 500, 600 bucks already in about 15, 20 minutes. I sent out a text alert. I sent out an email alert to get bearish on volatility. What are you talking about, bearish on volatility? Yeah, it's time to do that, folks. You trade out of cycle with the market, especially when it comes to volatility. Last week in our weekly options portfolio, I had a bear call spread on EWZ, that's Brazil, and a bearish trade on China, and those expired on Friday for a max profit of 3,500 bucks on a max risk of no more than about 9,500 or maybe 10 grand. So a 35% return on risk. 3,500 bucks as everybody and their mother, except my mother, because she's smart and trades here. We printed money. Everybody else got destroyed last week, right? All the headlines. Worst week in the market year to date was one of our best weeks in the market. Like I said, we're already making money on the trades that I sent out. I sent out a bear call spread this morning, the 29.5 on VXX, and then I turned around and turned it into a burner trade, right? Here's the bear call spread, already up 400 bucks, and then I turned around and bought some puts. And they're already making money as well. I bought those puts out to next Friday. Why? Because volatility is going to come in. I'm going to brief why everything's going on. You can attend for free. So in about 2 hours, hour and a half, I'm going to open up our weekly options live trade brief to the public. You're going to be invited to our regular Monday member brief where we're going to talk about this, man. This is not tough, folks. I told you this was going to happen. And we printed money last week. Last Monday's headline in the Wall Street Journal. Markets are eerily quiet right now. Some investors are betting the current period of calm will persist, and I called those people idiot. I said we have a VIXplosion coming, and I nailed it, folks. I predicted that the Fed at that point last week could only disappoint. They did, and I said Donald Trump ain't going to be happy with Jerome Powell just lowering a quarter of a point, and within 24 hours, the president declared he was increasing tariffs in a month on China, and forcing Jerome Powell into the corner for another September rate cut. I played it like a fiddle, folks, and we had an absolute blast. So join us at 1 o'clock. All you need to do is head to go.topgunoptions.com/brief. It's where you need to go, and I'll tell you what, I'll throw you in 2 of our manuals, man. It's $100 worth of value just for registering. Our 12-step proprietary trade plan and our OPCL options pocket checklist is today at 1 o'clock. Go.topgunoptions.com/brief. And all of my members should have gotten these 2 trades already. The bear call spread, the 29.5 bear call spread on VXX out to Friday, and I turned around and bought some puts on VXX out to next Friday. Okay, a little bit of a burner trade, but folks, listen to me. We've already freaked out. So the Fed and the president did their freak out last week. China over the weekend did the, hey, F you, F me, F you back. We're going to go down. Volatility is going to cut. Look at the last time this happened, folks. Holy crap, and then this. Holy crap, then this. This is what volatility does, folks. We get a holy crap, and then whatever the holy crap was, it subsides. Now, volatility can stay elevated for a little while, but I'm saying, look at this, folks. Right now, we're back here at the last time the president, told the guys to hop on a plane and come home. We're done with these guys. This is where we topped out. So we were bullish on volatility in our primary live trade brief portfolio. 2 trades last week in our primary live trade brief portfolio, which you'll get access to. If you become a member this afternoon in weekly options, I'm going to give you a bonus. We're actually going to give you access to the primary live trade brief. Made $7,500 last week. $7,500 on the market implosion. Folks, I'm telling you, we had a blast, and we're going to keep having a blast here at Top Gun Options. All right, let's brief what's going on. By the way, just absolute horror in El Paso and up in Dayton and Gilroy, the Garlic Festival out on the California. Awful. But this makes me furious. They are almost refusing to tell you about the Dayton shooter. He was a pro-Satan leftist. I should stop there. I won't. Who supported Warren, Sanders, Antifa, and communism. All the media was doing was tarring the president over the weekend that he's responsible for these shootings, like that jackwad Irish kid who names himself Hispanic, right? Beto O'Rourke. Absolutely disgusting. Ladies and gentlemen, there are 300 million guns registered in the United States. It ain't a Second Amendment problem. I'm sick of it. I lost a sister to a drunk driver. It wasn't a car's fault. It was a dude who got behind the wheel. Guns do not get up and run around and shoot people. Fucking crazy people do, and I'm sick of it. The liberals, 60s and 70s folks, started to believe that what? Let's not lock crazy people up. Let's give them a couch and somebody to talk to and medicate them. Wrong. If there's people that should not be walking around, lock them up. I'm sick of the whole, oh, well, in the old days we locked up people who were innocent. That's why it came to the point where judges and doctors, it was like a group, folks. It wasn't some dude just saying lock people up. I'm sick of it. You and I all know people walking around where, hey, look at the kid down the street, literally down the street from me at Stoneman Douglas. Everybody knew that kid was going to shoot up the school. The FBI knew, the sheriff's department knew. He was like voted the kid most likely to shoot up the school, and he did. I'm sick of it. And at moments like this, people who politicize this Beto and the other asswads running for president, it's disgusting. It's a disgrace. You come after registered gun owners, who gets to keep their guns? Last time I checked, criminals don't, the definition criminal means they don't obey the law. Okay? And I'm going to tell you, Cory Booker, Spartacus, you come get my guns. You come get them. Because first of all, if you ever ordered the police or our military to go like house to house to confiscate legal guns, they would refuse that order. I know I would. I know all my buddies are cops. They hate moments like this. Horrible that this happened to these people. But, man, for Christ's sake, it's common sense gun laws. I get it. Guess what? Close the border, too, by the way, idiots. Iran seizes tanker carrying smuggled fuel in the Gulf. This is going to come to a head, folks. And just like I predicted with the China thing, we're going to debrief this at 1 o'clock. Because last Wednesday, folks, well, let's get into China. Violent chaos breaks out in Hong Kong. Police stations set on fire. Triads beat protesters. The city's paralyzed. China is not going to put up with this. China is going to go Tiananmen Square on Hong Kong. Why do we care about that? Hong Kong, folks, I've been there 4 or 5 times, is a financial capital. It's New York City, it's London, it's Chicago. What is going to world markets will be roiled when, not if, China cracks down on Hong Kong. It's a financial capital, folks. This is not going to be good. And what are we going to do? Nothing. We can't. What are we going to do? So if China moves on Hong Kong and no kidding just cracks down tanks and you name it, like ugliness, and the world just kind of sits there, what are they going to do to Taiwan? Taiwan, ladies and gentlemen, is a renegade province. We say it's a free country. We just sold them $2.2 billion in arms, F-16, Stinger missiles, AIM-1 tanks, M1 tanks. What are we going to do when China moves against Taiwan? We have a defensive Taiwan agreement. Are we going to defend Taiwan? I don't know, man. A lot of bad going on in this world. So let's talk about this. Last week, I briefed you on this, folks. Everybody was looking at the Fed. I wasn't. I was part of my scam, but this was more important. Mnuchin and Lighthizer got on a plane early, folks. When's the last time these guys got on a plane early? Here. I was sitting in South Bend, Indiana. I was sitting in the airport, just got done giving a speech to the Whirlpool Veterans Association, and my phone blew up, literally. These dudes are like, hey, they're saying you're beating up the Fed, Mr. President, because our economy sucks, and they think Joe Biden's going to win, so they're not going to do anything until the election. Trump said, oh, really? Get on a plane. You're done. And he raised the tariffs, and we imploded. Last week, right here, ladies and gentlemen, the same thing happened, and the market didn't move. Why? Because the market was so stupid to just sit there and look at Jerome Powell going, whatever, I don't care about China right now. I'm just going to pay attention to what Jerome's saying. And I also said what? I said, folks, the Fed can only disappoint. This rate cut is in here. The guy can only disappoint. And that press conference, he looked like Mr. Magoo. He was lost. He couldn't even tell us why he cut interest rates. It was awful, and it was great because I was short China and I was long volatility. And we imploded and we profited. We had a blast. Absolutely another career moment here at Top Gun Options. People on social media like, dude, you're nuts, and this and the Fed, everything, and China and Trump needs. I'm like, no, you're all wrong. You were all wrong, and I was right, and we printed money. Love it when that happens, folks, and we're going to be right again because Trump does not Trump, folks, sits here and watches the market probably more than I do. You think he wants this going into an election cycle? You think he wants to give Pocahontas and Corey or Spartacus and all these idiots ammo? You think he wants a recession up here? Why do you think he beats the hell out of Jerome Powell? One of the reasons he fired within 24 hours of the Fed meeting was the Fed chief sat there and said, well, one of the big things we're really worried about is trade. And Trump didn't get the rate cut he wanted and said, oh, yeah, you're worried about trade? Well, suck on this. Boom. So what do you think is going to happen in the September Fed meeting? Rate cut. I can tell you right now. So this is getting fun. This is getting interesting. A couple weeks ago, with my private coaching clients, we did bearish double verticals on FXI. Man, I got a text from Amy this morning. She's up $17,500 in her bearish double vertical on FXI. Look at this. Since she put it on, the FXI is down 10%. So great stuff. Good work, Amy, and my private coaching folks who did that. The economy's good, folks. Earnings were mixed, but they were still good. The jobs report last week was outstanding. Everything's good. But this trade war obviously is going to leave a little bit of a mark. This next round of tariffs are supposed to hit what? Consumers. I'm telling you, folks, this week, this is why I put on a bearish trade on volatility, folks. Donald Trump is not going to sit here and let the Dow go down 500 points every day this week. He's not going to do it. If it comes to, hey, man, I picked this phone and called G and we're doing lunch. I mean, I'm telling you, folks, he's going to talk this down. I guarantee you, Donald Trump is not going to let this happen. Now, if it keeps going, and even with his words, then that's a different thing. And we'll immediately shuck and jive and close those positions and get long volatility and bearish on the market and everything like that. But this guy, I'm glad I just read this over my coffee. Jerome Powell's off-the-cuff approach leaves investors on edge. That press conference was awful. This dude isn't good. Him doing he's over-talking. I'm going to leave it at that. The Fed going from, we're kind of quiet every once in a while and have a press conference quiet every once in a while, that worked. Jerome Powell doing repeated press conferences leaves, I was confused. And even, the dude from CNBC asked him, he's like, so what are we supposed to be looking at as far as data to see what you're going to do? It was confusing. So this guy, that was not good. But folks, this time last week, I read you this headline in my Monday market outlook, and then the Tuesday market sit rep, the market could be in for a VIX-plosion. And there was a couple people, especially on stock twits, that are like, you're nuts. I'm like, okay, why don't you short volatility? All the idiots that short volatility last week are now broke, literally broke. If you short volatility last week, because look at this sub headline. I'm telling you, folks, I've been doing this for 27 years. Whenever you see a headline that says, "Hey, investors are betting that," or let me translate this. Some investors are betting the current period of calm will persist. Down here, it talks about people shorting volatility. Whenever you see a bunch of people, the smart jerks at a cocktail party in the corner going, I'm short volatility. They're stupid, folks. Really. Look at the VIX. It's a heart rate monitor. Freak out, it goes away. Freak out, it went away. Freak out, it went away. Oh, freak out, it went away. Did they think nothing was going on? This is why you have to trade here at Top Gun Options, folks. SOT, Strategic Operational Tactical. I give you a brief about what's going on around the world. Look at Iran. What do you think? Them seasoned oil tankers is just like not going to come to a head? Britain, the UK, Europe is just going to let them keep doing that? No. I'm going to brief you today or maybe tomorrow on what Israel's actually doing to Iran. Hint, it's flying its joint strike fighters around Iranian airspace and bombing targets. They don't even see it. That's going to come to a head, folks. China and Hong Kong is going to come to a head. China and the trade war is going to come to a head. Jerome Powell now is, sitting in the corner sucking his thumb, and he's going to have to cut rates again, which the market will start to wake up to. So this week, I think volatility comes in. I think it stays elevated. I mean, we're not the VIX ain't going back down to 12 in the blink of an eye today, but it's at least going to peak and then start going down, in my opinion. Okay, so there you go. Right around here, I sent out the trade alert, got a little bit of a peak, and it went down. So very happy with what's going on here, man. So join us at 1 o'clock today. It's free. It's a free brief. I'm going to tell you how you can get access to both our weekly options model portfolio, which, like I said, made $3,500 last week, and it's just doing great. I mean, year to date, and this portfolio started this is about a month of performance. This is up over $9,000, right? Bearish on China, bearish on Brazil, and then long volatility. Okay. All right, folks, like I said, free brief at 1 o'clock. Head to go.topgunoptions.com/brief. Register even if you can't attend, and I'll get you the replay. Okay, have a great rest of your day, and I'll see everybody at 1 o'clock. God bless.